First, we had the Vivo V7 Plus, then the Huawei Nova 2i, and now we have the OPPO F5. OPPO's take on the growing popularity of 18:9 smartphones. Hi, this is Patrick from NoypiGeeks.com, and this is a review of the OPPO F5. Right off the bat, ang una nyo mapapansin is yung kanyang malaking 6-inch display with the said 18:9 aspect ratio. But unlike yung V7 Plus, it has a sharper Full HD Plus resolution, which really complements its large screen real estate. The 18:9 aspect ratio provides better reading experience in portrait mode and a more immersive feeling when gaming or watching movies in landscape. And since ito ay IPS panel, colors are pretty good with deep blacks and average whites. I also didn't notice any software oversaturation and whatnot. The gorgeous screen tried its best to conceal the device's plastic build, as despite looking a gorgeous piece of unibody metal, the OPPO F5 is mostly built in plastic. Now, maliban dun sa kanyang display, the OPPO F5's highlight feature is its AI-powered 20-megapixel selfie camera. The F5's beauty mode is combined with what OPPO claims are complex algorithms. The artificial intelligence works by analyzing the facial features and applying the right beauty filters to complement it. Also, the feature can somewhat alter the contours of your face. And during my test, the AI face beauty does work like what OPPO claims, although it is still not perfect. If you look closely on this sample image, it appears that my jaw is a bit more symmetrical than the non-filtered one. Gayunpaman, yung 20-megapixel selfie camera can take good photos as is, even without the beauty mode. Colors and contrast are good, dynamic range is just decent, and sharpness really screams 20-megapixel. Moving on, at the back there's a 16-megapixel rear camera, and just like most smartphone cameras, it can take good images and good lighting, but struggles in low light. Still, colors look natural, contrast is decent, but the dynamic range is awful. The device is also guilty of over-sharpening the images. Well, hindi nyo siya makikita sa smartphone, pero pag nilagay nyo na siya sa PC at tinignan nyo sa mas malaking monitor, makikita nyo na medyo muddy yung details. Now, balik tayo dun sa 20-megapixel front camera. The OPPO F5 also has a facial recognition feature which uses the said 20-megapixel selfie camera. At kahit wala siya ng mga complex sensors na nakikita dun sa iPhone X, it still worked incredibly well. It had a 99% success rate of scanning my face at hindi ko na talaga kailangan pang ilagay sa mukha ko yung device para lang ma-recognize niya yung mukha ko. Yun nga lang, since wala siyang mga night vision sensors, it does struggle in a pitch black room. Pero for as long as maliwanag naman yung display mo, pwede siyang parang maging flash, so it reveals your face to the camera. Alternatively, you can use the fingerprint scanner at the back, which works as fast and as accurate as its predecessors. Now, itong OPPO F5 is powered by the new MediaTek Helio P23 chipset with a 16nm 2.5GHz octa-core processor, 4GB of RAM, a Mali G71 GPU, and 32GB of expandable storage. The device is also available in a 6GB RAM and 64GB ROM model. The OPPO F5 pretty much held up during my day-to-day tasks. Browsing through social media, Google Chrome, and sending text was a breeze. Although yun nga lang, may mga occasional na interface stutters ako napansin. Still, those are to be expected for a mid-range processor like this. The chipset also handled games from Mario Run, Stacks, up to UFC and NBA Live. They offer playable frame rates, but not the smoothest that I have seen. The chipset also carried the user interface decently, as the device runs on OPPO's new ColorOS 3.2 on top of the Android 7.1 nougat inside it. And just like new chipset releases, itong bagong Helio P23 also promised battery efficiency, and my test results show its effectivity. During a day of casual use, the device still left me with 25 to 35% of charge left. I also ran PCMark's battery test, and it lasted for an average of 9 hours and 20 minutes before reaching 20%. For perspective, the previous devices that we have tested had an average score of 7 hours. The OPPO F5 is a refreshing device in many different ways. Hindi katulad ng kanilang mga previous releases, OPPO got really close on getting the right blend with this one. The OPPO F5 offers a pretty compelling value for its price tag of 15,990 pesos. despite failing in some areas. The large 6-inch 18:9 screen with a sharp Full HD resolution is probably the best display you can get for a mid-range device. Also, the freshly baked Helio P23 processor handles every task impressively well, and the beauty mode on its 20-megapixel camera turned to be a little less like a gimmick thanks to its artificial intelligence. Moreover, nagustuhan ko rin talaga yung kanyang facial recognition feature. Ngayon, mas madalas ko na siyang gamitin kasi sa fingerprint scanner sa likod. Dahil gumagana talaga siya at hindi lang siya parang nonsense na gimmick. And lastly, sobrang ganda talaga ng battery performance ng device na to. Yun nga lang, the OPPO F5 is not without its flaws. For one, base of plastic is a major turn-off kasi for this price tag, we should already be expecting a premium and all-metal built smartphone. Overall, the OPPO F5 is an interesting device. And if you're shopping on the mid-range section, the OPPO F5 is one of the few devices that you should be looking at. Again, this has been Patrick from NoypiGeeks.com. For more detailed look about this device, make sure to check out our full written review link below. You might also hit the thumbs up button, share this video if you liked it, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And lastly, hit subscribe if you still haven't. Thank you for watching.